YouTubers, Mike Martin's here with the Mike Martin channel. Guys, thanks for joining me, being part of the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, let me know what you guys think. Okay, well, what is the most expensive city in your country to rent an apartment? Apartments, okay? Let's take a look. Now, in Australia, I checked, Sydney is still the most expensive to rent an apartment. I checked New Zealand, and it's still Auckland, one of the most expensive cities to rent an apartment. Then I checked with England, it's still London. I checked with Ireland, it's still Dublin. And I checked with the United States, and between the two, it's still kind of a little bit of a mini war on pricing between New York and Los Angeles, where the price of rents are still astronomically out of reach from average wage earners. So there's a little bit of tension between the two cities, but what is the most expensive city in? Oh, and Seattle's there too. Seattle's in there too. Those three cities are really at war with each other for most expensive apartment rentals. Seattle, Los Angeles, and New York are three. Those three. But in Canada, what is the most expensive? A lot of people would say Toronto right now. Toronto is on fire. Toronto housing has not been affected by the sickness that's been going around. So let's take a look. Here it is, guys. Toronto is no longer the most expensive city in Canada for apartment rentals. So if you're looking to move to Canada or looking to come to Canada for I don't know what reason, but if you do, Vancouver is finally at long last surpassed Toronto once again and become the most expensive market for one-bedroom rentals in Canada. An unwanted title in the later city has since July of 2018. That's right. Our one-time West Coast rival for the highest medium apartment price is back on board after nearly 2.5 years, coming in second. That is according to Padmapper's monthly Canadian rent report, which has been keeping tabs on the country's 24 most populous metro area since 2016. So there it is. After analysis data from hundreds of thousands of active listings across the country, Padmapper found that Vancouver boasts the highest median rent price as December 2020 for both one-bedroom and two-bedroom units. So this is starting at a one-bedroom here. This is from 2020. So now, guys, you know when I talk about how Canada, you see all these cities here? When you see all these cities here? Texas, the state of Texas has more cities than Canada does. And that's the problem with living in Canada, is you got this big country, but you have very little or limited places to live. And with the average wage or blue-collar workers or middle class or working poor can't find anywhere affordable to live. All our major cities are on this list. So where do we go for affordability, right? So here it is. There's the one-bedroom median rent price. So you're starting here in Vancouver. So for a one-bedroom, you're looking at about $2,000. That's about $1,400 American. So that's a lot of cash. So people watching this in the States are probably watching like, oh, that's Canadian dollars. And they get free healthcare. We don't get free healthcare because we pay for it in many, many other ways. So, and then there it is in Toronto, is just right behind by $50 at $1,900. Then we got Burnaby Bc, which is a stone throw away from Vancouver, $1,670. Victoria, British Columbia, $1,630. Kelowna, BC, $1,510. Now, Kelowna is a 2-hour drive, or 2.5-hour drive from Vancouver. So that's pretty pricey for being 2.5 hours out of the main city, right? But Kelowna is a big city on its own, and it's getting up there. And affordability in places like Kelowna and Merritt, where I am living, is getting out of reach for everybody else, because people like myself that left the big city moved to these smaller towns for affordability issues, which we did. And now people living in this town don't like it too much, and I don't blame them. But if you can't blame us, you got to blame the people that are buying us out and outbidding us that are not even from Canada, right? Wealthy investors. So how do we compete? How do I compete with a wealthy investor? I can't, right? So because Canada is an open market, so is Australia. Open markets, free markets. Well, that's damaging to the middle class. So what is happening here? So then we got Barrie, Ontario. That's where Mary DeSantis is at $1,500 for a one-bedroom. Oshawa, Ontario, $1,470. Ottawa, Ontario, $1,420. Montreal, Quebec, $1,370. And Kitchener, Ontario, $1,350. And that's for the one-bedroom median rent price. Now, Vancouver has long held the top spot for two-bedroom prices. At one point, it was even in tight competition for Toronto for one-bedroom listings. So there it is. Not since June of 2018, however, the West Coast city dethroned the mighty Toronto in a one-bedroom rent price department. So there it is. Vancouver was at 2,090 at one time, while Toronto sat at 2,070. Sorry, I keep saying 2,070 bucks. Funnily enough, thanks to COVID, rent prices have actually down by 11% year over year in Canada's newly crowned priciest city for tenants. The median rent for a one bedroom in Vancouver is currently $1,950 a month. That's a lot of cake, guys. That's not cheap. So here's a full breakdown of where all 24 major metros in Canada stand in terms of median prices. So here it is. These are all our major cities basically. And look at what people are paying for a one bedroom. So here it is: Vancouver, Toronto, Burnaby, Victoria, Kelowna, Barrie, Oshawa, Ontario, Montreal. Like 1.3, 1.2 for a one bedroom. Now let's go to affordability areas. St. John's, that's in Newfoundland, Regina, Saskatoon, Edmonton. So there it is right there, guys. So these places are becoming more and more unaffordable except Edmonton. Edmonton is one place that's getting hit real hard. And I kind of wanted to throw this out there to kind of tell you guys, you're probably looking at this and saying, Mike, this is not true. None of this is true. So hold up. So here it is. This is an article from 2018. The city of Vancouver now defines $3,702 rent as affordable housing. So I kind of wanted to show this is considered affordable housing. So you have to make about $6,000 gross per month and then take home about 40. No, because you still have to cover your rent of $3,700 net. So you have to net about $6,000 because of food. But that leaves you $1,000 for food and transportation. So this is like legitimate from Vancouver, directly from Vancouver's mouth. And this is actually from people on the council that are saying $3,702 is considered affordable housing. So this is why, the studio apartment, $1,400. So there it is right there, guys. I mean, we're getting to a point where I don't even know what to tell you guys anymore. It's getting to a point where I guess because the locals or the people living in these local cities aren't having as many children because they can't afford to, I guess they're getting replaced with more people coming in with money to keep driving the housing economy going. I guess that's the only way I see it happening. I don't see the economy is too heavily dependent on housing, which is a big no-no. Then you're gonna have to bid up the pricing. You're gonna have to create artificial shortages for the country to benefit off this, from taxes, property taxes, transfer stamp duty taxes, whatever you want to call it, whatever country you're in. This is a major deal. So I don't regret leaving the big city to get bothered by locals by telling me we don't like you here because you're driving up our prices. We got to live somewhere too. And this is becoming a major issue. And more people are flocking out of the major cities across Australia. Melbourne, look at Melbourne. So many ghost homes. And you're going to start to see something's going to have to take place very soon. Middle America is getting bought up. Look at Texas. Look at Arizona. Look at Colorado. Look at New Mexico. Look at Alabama, Florida. It's getting out of control down there because people living places like New York, Washington State, and Oregon and California and Massachusetts are creating this effect in other regions, pricing out the locals. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Reasonably a one bedroom in I think any city in North America should start at $675, $750 because that's within wages and within our current circumstances of COVID, right? Because the high wage earners, a majority of high wage earners want a detached home, want a better, improved, less congested quality of life. I'm just kind of throwing that out there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Look forward to reading your comments. Thanks so much.